In today's lesson, I want to talk to you about triads and the importance of learning your triad shapes. For this lesson, we're only focused on the triad shapes on the bottom 3 strings, so your G, B, and bottom E string. Knowing these shapes and using your ear will help you be better at improvising and learning guitar solos. So let's get into it. As we get started, I would like to say thank you to Rick Taylor with RBI Music and Vintage Guitars for loaning me this guitar to use in the video. See link in description for more about vintage guitars. First of all, what is a triad? Triads are a group of 3 notes comprised of the first, which is your root note, the 3rd and 5th degrees of a scale. Triads are built by stacking thirds. We can have 4 types of triads. A triad can be major, minor, augmented, or diminished. In this lesson, we are only focused on the major and minor triads. The formula for a major triad is root, major 3rd, and 5th. The formula for a minor triad is root, minor 3rd, and 5th. So not to get too much into music theory, but it's very important that you have an understanding of intervals. For the purposes of this lesson, you can start with any note and go up 4 frets, and that is a major 3rd interval. Go up 3 frets, and you have a minor 3rd interval. So if I start with this G note right here, and I go up 4 frets, 1, 2, 3, 4, that takes me to that B note right there, and that is a major 3rd. So here, there's my major 3rd, same as here. Here's my G note here, so it works the same way. Go up 1, 2, 3, 4, which is that note right there, which is your B. So 1, major 3rd. Now the same way, if we start with this G right here and go up 3 frets, 1, 2, 3, that's our minor 3rd interval. From here to here is the same thing from here to there. So on this G, our minor 3rd would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3. So it's the same as that note right there. So let's look at the G major scale. Here are the 7 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So we start with this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So now let's learn the 1, 4, 5 triad shapes on the bottom 3 strings. So your G major, C major, and D major. Also remember, you can have the 1, 3, 5 notes in any order. When the 1 is on top, that is a root position triad. If the 3rd is on top, so 3, 5, 1, that is a first inversion triad. If the 5 is on top, then that is a second version triad. So here are the 3 G major triad shapes we're going to look at. So we're just working with our bottom 3 strings. So right here we're starting with the 3rd on the top, which is your B. There's your 5th, which is your D. And of course there's your root note, which is your G. We're going to do the same thing up here. Now this is going to be your second inversion, where your 5th is on the top. Here's your 1, and there's your 3. So looks like that. This next one we're going to use is up here. Here's your G triad. So in this one we have the G, or the 1, on top. So this is in root position. Now what we want to do is go to our 4 and 5 chords from each one of these shapes. So starting here, we're going to do it really quickly now. So here is our G, which is our 1. Here's our 4, which is our C major. And then here's our 5, which is D major. Or we could do it here. Either one will work. So 1, 4, 1, 5. 1, 4, 1, 5. So we're going to do the exact same thing right here with this shape. Back to 1, and here's your 5. So one thing to notice is that there are simple patterns here that once you get a feel for, will give you a lot of confidence in knowing where you're at on the fretboard. So hey, if you're finding this lesson helpful so far, can you hit that like button? I really appreciate the support. Now let's take a look at the three minor triads in G major. So once again, we're starting with this shape. So here's our G major right there. Now we're going to move one note and we're going to go to our E minor, which is our 6 right there. So 1, 6, which is your E minor. Now we're going to go to our 2, which is our A minor. So we've got our 1, and then here's our A minor. So 1, 2. Now we're going to go to our 3, which is our B minor. So 1, and right here, 3. So now we've got our 1, we've got our 6, we've got our 1, got our 2, got our 1, and got our 3. So now let's talk about what notes you're going to play over these major triads. All the chords that we've learned as far as the 3 majors and 3 minor chords, they're all part of the G major key. So you can play anything that's in the G major scale, and you can use your Ionian mode, which is basically just your G major scale, or you can use like different modes, which I've got some other videos where I talk a lot about the modes. But basically you could start with your 1 right here and use this scale. You can start with your 2 right here and use this scale. That's a Dorian scale. You could start with this scale right here. It's going to be your 3, which is your B, and it's going to be a Phrygian mode. You could start with your 5 right here, which is your D. It's going to be a D Mixolydian mode. You can start right here, which is your E, which is your 6. And this is your E Aeolian mode, or E natural minor scale. Not only will the 7-note scales work, but you can also use your pentatonic scales. So here quickly are your G major pentatonic positions. There's 5 of them. So here is first position. Here's second position. Third position. Fourth position. Your fifth position is your E minor pentatonic scale, which is the one we all know and love. Looks like this. So all the notes, once again, will work because everything we're playing is in the key of G major and has all the notes of the G major scale. So let's build kind of a simple solo and focus on where I'm hitting the target notes of the chords or the triad. So as I play this little solo, just listen to the notes that I'm landing on and as the chords change. So check it out. Still in G. Going to our 5, which is D. Back to our 1. To our 4. 1. Let's try something in this shape right here with our G major. And our final position up here. So hey, I hope this lesson really was helpful for you. Once you get these triad shapes down, I know that your confidence is going to be so much better in terms of just knowing where you're at on the fretboard. And you can learn to play these scales we talked about. If you want to see a video that goes a little bit deeper into the mode scale patterns, then click the video on your screen or the one I'll link below. Keep rocking, and I'll see you in the next video.